Hey, welcome back to Don't Run with Scissors. I'm Kelly, your favorite Jeep driving lawyer mama twins. Three crazy rescue dogs who likes to craft in her spare time, has gone back to school to learn ASL, and is trying to train for Iron Man. If you're new here, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. It sends me a little message, boosts my serotonin and my self-esteem, and we all could use that. If you're returning, welcome back. You already know what you're in for, so grab your drink, sit on back, and let's have at it. Okay, before we get into it, let's do our sign of the week. The sign of the week is what? It's dog. So if we were finger spelling it, we would do D-O-G. But dog has its own symbol, has its own actual sign. And dog is what we call a lexicon word. So they have taken the D-O-G and sort of made supposed to be easier. I don't see where that's D-O-G. To me, it looks like you're calling for your dog. So you kind of do the K finger on the side, and then you're snapping, calling for your dog. And that's the sign dog. Bring that up because my little dog is a butthead and seems to want to eat everything that he is not supposed to eat. And so his little tummy is upset to the point where he went out and ate some grass and then came in and puked it up. And there goes my ears again. Oh, there we go. Hang on one second while I put in my bionic ear. So that's why dog. I do not have a cat or a bird. No birds. Cat? None. I do not actually have a boatload of stitching. I will be honest. I have been working on homework and office work and trying to set up some systems that hopefully will be effective in my house. And we'll talk about that because maybe what helps me will help somebody else. And that's kind of why I share. So last week I met with my neurosurgeon, my brain surgeon, and he adjusted my shunt. We kicked around the idea of doing a lumbar puncture. We elected not to just because I already have some issues with my back. Don't want to add to that. So we did adjust the shunt. Of course, Michigan weather has been going crazy. So, it's still not 100%, but we'll see. So, I then met with a cardiologist who wants to run another. Well, we need to do an echo and rule out some things. In some ways, he's very proactive in wanting to head off anything. Just given what I do for fun. He is glad that he feels awful that I got COVID, and that is also why we want to make sure that everything is okay given how long it's taking me to kind of get back. So we want to just double check some things. So he's kind of glad that my August race we dropped off the schedule. Because he also knows that Bear Lake is one of those that it really Bear Lake is going to depend on my back more than anything. Because I can walk it. I mean, I could walk for 24 hours the trail to get the 50K as long as my back holds out, and that's ultimately. But we want Bear Lake to be as enjoyable of a race as we can. So we're gonna do that. And then I had the nerve ablation done on my back, and it was not the same procedure. Like it was not the same procedure as we had the last time. I can't tell you what was different. my body clearly did not react to it the same. I almost passed out on the table and threw up. Um, am I feeling better than I was before? Yes. Am I back to where I was when we first did it 8-9 months ago? No. But he did say it could take up to 2 weeks. So, but yeah, it did not feel like it was the same procedure. So I go to see him in another week just to kind of check in. And we will likely do the cortisone injections into my hips. And I need to ask him because it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. So, um, the office has been quite busy as well, which is good. I mean, that's great because, self-employed. And we've been busy designing, which is also great. The Etsy store is up and running. There's only 2 patterns in there so far, but I'm one person and it's growing. I did have a sale, so thank you very much. You know who you are. It is in the mail. I am super excited about that, and I really any feedback that I can get um is welcomed. So with that, I did do some stitching, and then I have a boatload of haul to share with you all, and a funny story about it. So let's start in. Up first is my Stephanie bag. And in my Stephanie bag, as you all know, is Summertime by Primrose Cottage Stitches. I bought this and started it at StitchCon. I started because Nicole, dear sweet Nicole, who actually gifted me the Fortnite fabric linen. It is a 36 count linen from Fortnite Fabrics in the color Sea Glass, which is absolutely gorgeous. And then she taught me how to stitch on linen. And I got the little cup with the strawberry in. I know. I did struggle with it. Is it perfect? Nope. Is it perfect for me? Yep. Are we keeping it? Yep. Are we moving forward? Yep. I don't know. I do want to stitch more on it this week. The colors are just, I did all the called for DMC. They're so pretty. On floss drops that I got at StitchCon, so even more exciting. I don't know what will get stitched on it, but hopefully I will get to play with it and stitch on it this week. This week I start my sign in theater with a focus. I don't know what the sign for focus is on music. So I'm very excited. It's not the teacher I thought it was going to be at Gallaudet. I think she's working on her master's or something, or PhD. I don't know. But that's where she's at. So I don't know. I think it's going to be another one of my teachers that I really like. So we'll see. I did not stitch on Under the Sea. The drop came out today. I have it printed. This week we get to stitch another scuba diver, some puffer fish. I love the puffer fish. They're so cute. And some more little fishes. So that's very cool. But I did not stitch on it yet today. I got the rest of the flosses for the wonderful solar system salve from Climbing Gold. Words. It is by Climbing Goat Designs out of the UK. This I started last year. We are now working on Mars. We're getting there. We're getting there. I have all of the called for DMC now. I am going to keep going on in the gray. I actually, the more that it's stitched, the more I like it. Like, it doesn't, it's great. It works. It works. If I stitched this pattern again, I would likely pick a different fabric, but I'm not. Bean is fine with it. I'm fine with it. Life is good. What I really got more work done on is the Marine Corps emblem. I had to rip out some, and then I restitched it, and I restitched it wrong again, and now we're back on track. We're getting there. We're getting there. I think I'm now on 6 days in, out of 10, and then the solar system still needs to get 10. So I will be a little bit behind this month going into August. I'm okay with that. I am. I will catch up when I catch up. I always catch up. Like we caught up every time we've gotten a little behind. That's okay, because again, it's okay. They're year-long goals. It's okay. We've still made tremendous progress on stitching. That is all of the stitching I have done. I have been busy working on patterns. And trying to come up with ideas. The other thing that I did do, I am going to restitch. I'll be your Huckleberry, you'll be my Sweet Iced Tea, and a little bit darker, over dyed. I like it a lot better. So to the person who, Jane, you're getting both sets of dyed flosses, and you can make your own decision as to which color you prefer. But I think the darker shows up better. So I had some extra pieces that weren't quite as big as what I was selling in the kit, but they still work. So that shows up way better. So I need to finish that so that I can take some better pictures for Etsy, because I think that's one of the problems I'm having, is that my pictures just aren't showing up well. Okay, my ears. I don't know why they're not resting in my ears right. My ears aren't resting in my ears. Okay, so the other pattern that I designed is actually, it will be a gift. This is the Hillbilly Candle Company truck with the logo on, like the Hillbilly Candle Company on the door. This is a Chevy 3100. I think that's right. Which is the truck that John is restoring, and I've helped from afar. And it's kind of near and dear to both of our hearts. And so when somebody photoshopped the logo onto the door, and then he showed me the picture, I was like, I bet you I could cross stitch that. And he was like, no, you can't. Okay, mission, challenge accepted. And I've kicked it around, and part of the issue is it's going to be full coverage, which is not an issue for me. Is he didn't want it absolutely huge. Well, then you're fighting details. And how small can you make it where it's still fairly easy to stitch, but is detailed? And that is about as low of resolution sort of thing as I can get it without losing much. So I think it's pretty cool. So I went online to 123 Stitch, and I bought a quarter yard of 20 count Ada, and it will fit on there with nice borders. And I think that's a reasonable picture. I think that's good compared to, you all know I have trouble with sizing of pictures and what's reasonable and what's not, because the periodic table was smaller in my head, y'all. Smaller in my head. But this will fit in it's smaller than a 14 by 20 frame. It might even fit into an 11 by 20, 11 by 18 frame. So while I was on 123 Stitch, I don't know where my brain is at. I don't know when I bought this what my brain was thinking. I clearly have issues with sizes and counts because my brain thought, sure, you can stitch on 46 count Ada or 46 count linen. It came in today with the Ada. I'm not sure where the holes are. Like, I know I'm old, but y'all, seriously? Ymir, I might need to send you my fabric. Um, because while it's gorgeous, and I think what it is I think part of it was I was I was kind of thinking maybe I could do the truck on it. It would make it even smaller, but still detailed. I don't think I would enjoy stitching it, in all honesty. I just don't think I would. I think it would be a stress and it would take me forever, and that is not. But I also wanted to see how dye would take on linen, so that I could know when we do the kits for 42 strong. So I have in my brain kind of what I want to do for that pattern. Let me finish up my haul and then we'll talk about 42 strong and the other things. Okay, so I went and I printed out the floss list, and Bean and I went and got the flosses at mostly at Joann's. Um, that's not all of them because I have a couple. I have bigger rings. They're coming tomorrow. I ran out of floss drops from StitchCon. I have officially used all of my floss drops that I got. But I still have, um, and I think there's 2 flosses I still need. It's very confetti heavy, which, because it's a gift and I want it to be detailed and perfect, I don't mind doing the confetti. It, if somebody wants to stitch it with me, I will happily, send you the pattern. But just know that it's very confetti heavy. So while I was at Joann's, the poor girl, I apologize. I waited till there was nobody in line. I get up there. I was like, I'm sorry to do this to you, but, she says, no, I love doing this. I'd rather do that than floral. Absolutely right there with you, girl. While I'm in line, though, people started accumulating. She had to call for backup. And then she was like, I think this is the most flosses I've ever had to scan in, because you have to do them one at a time, because each color is a different SKU. Here's my receipt. It makes the CVS receipts look little. Oh wait, there's still more. There's still more. There's still more. There's still more. There we go. I am 5'4", and this receipt is longer than I am tall. It was quite funny. She's like, I can't wait to tell people that I sold over 200 skeins of yarn of floss to one person. And I still need 2 more colors. I have been okay. So the 42 strong foundation. Buck and I have been talking bits and pieces here and there. And I've been talking with Bean and stuff like that, and we're going to do the pattern, and then we will have kits as well. The proceeds will go to 42 Strong, which will provide peer-to-peer mentorship to kids starting in the area, but eventually Buck's goal is to spread out and cover as much as we can. Because Tate's sport choice was football, at least at this point, we are going to keep with the football theme. And hopefully people will stitch it, just because of going to 42 strong in that. So we'll see. Every dollar raised is a dollar that will be going to a great cause. So that is what I've been working on. I've been working on that as well as a sampler that will include ASL and Braille. Because as you guys know, access to language is important to me. And it's not something that I've seen. And so, yeah. So those are the two patterns in the works. I don't anticipate them being out this next week, but soon. And clearly, I will keep you all up to date on those. Okay. So the other thing we need to do is last week I told you I had some extra. I am in love with my thread wax. Y'all, if nothing else, and Bobby can attest to it. Bobby, I don't have the same scent that you. I didn't get hazelnut coffee, so I'm a little jealous because now I gotta order it because you have it and I don't have it, and like, yeah. I think Janet got lavender. I think John sent Janet lavender to try out. So I can't wait to hear that you guys love your thread wax as much as I do, and I know that Jane has been using hers and she loves hers. And Jane got buck naked, which actually smells fantastic. I have peach brandy. I absolutely love it. It makes those projects that you're kind of like, meh. Get yourself some thread wax that smells good, and you will and use it. And trust me, it is. I was not a thread wax girl. I wasn't. Like I would use it like sometimes with like Krynic, in the hopes of when you're working with Satan's fumes that it would work. This stuff. Why are my ears popping? Y'all, I don't know. This stuff is magical. It makes even my DMC, like I didn't realize that there was a drag with even just plain old DMC. It just glides. It's beautiful. And I have used it on every single thread except for like one for like 2 weeks. It's still nice texture, like it's not drying out. It's not like, and it smells yummy. So we were doing a giveaway and several of you answered. So I put you guys into my Tiny Wheel app. And so let's see. Okay, Jane gets one. So, but Jane, I think you have the 2 cents I have, but I will get you a different one if you want. But I have 2 that I can give away. So I'm gonna go ahead and spin again. And Denise from Black Ribbon Stitch Studio, you won the second one. So if you ladies would get in touch with me, Jane, I wish I would have known. I would have thrown it in the bag, in the package I just mailed out to you. Although again, I have, I'm your Huckleberry, and I think I have a second buck naked. So if you could let me know, and so Jane, I think you have both of those because I just sent you I'm your Huckleberry, and I know you bought buck naked. So if you want a different one, let me know and I will order it and get it to you. And Denise, if you'll let me know if you would rather have buck naked, which is kind of a tropically smell, or Huckleberry, which is a little bit more on the floral side. Let me know. Shoot me an email or a direct message on Instagram. You guys know how to get a hold of me. How exciting. And I will pop those in the mail in the next week. So with that, I have to let you guys go because I have to go to a meeting for my sign club board. And I may be the bearer of some bad news to them, like, because whatever. I don't always agree with everything. We all know that. So, with that said, if there's anything I can do, feel free to drop me a line. I'm His Princess Kelly on Instagram, and TikTok. I am Kelly Regal Green on Facebook. So, with that, I'm gonna also pop the Etsy links and the links for Hillbilly Candle Company down below. Check them out. And with that, I will talk to you guys later. Bye, y'all.